Guys, let's talk about clearing the hips in the downswing. There's no doubt this is one of the most common questions that I get from students that reach out for help with lessons. What I want to do, I'm here at West Midlands. We've got a relatively short par 3, about 145 yards. The first thing that you've got to understand is that if you are somebody who becomes very fixated on looking for a right-handed golfer to the right of the target, then that's never going to lend itself to you opening up your body, okay? Because if you're focusing on aiming to the right of that flag, then this will mean that you're going to end up having to need more arm rotation to get the club face square. And that may well work for you. But the first thing that I'd say is if you're going to start thinking more about rotation, the big reason why you want to be rotating through the ball is so you can keep the club face more square and more under control and less manipulation. So therefore you might need to start just thinking about looking, that's my target, so let's say I was going to aim relatively straight at the flag here, but then my eyes are immediately drawn more to the left of that flag to almost feel like I'm going to be trying to fade the ball in a little bit more. So that would be the first thing that I'd say. Now, that means in the downswing position, I want to be able to open my hips and my hips end up aiming left of that target. There is no doubt that the easiest way to do this is to improve the backswing position. In the backswing position, if you can produce a backswing where your head stays still and you turn your hips nicely, so this is the way I really turn my pelvis down in towards my trail leg, what this does is this produces a tilt. And I say this all the time to students. I have a lot of students that always kind of ask questions about the downswing, and I make them be patient and keep working on the backswing position, because if you can move this way, this is going to give you really good hip depth. So the way I move my hips back and I keep my head still. And this is how we produce tilts in the swing. And this way, from this position, it becomes so much easier. See, in the start of my downswing, the way my upper body can move over my lead leg. If you're the kind of golfer who moves this way, then it doesn't matter what you try and do in the downswing. You're always going to be stuck behind the ball, and then you're always going to be excessively using your hands. So I would try and work on a couple of things. I would make sure you become very accustomed to producing a backswing where your head stays still and your pelvis feels like it turns into your trail leg so you stay nice and tilted. And the second thing I'd start doing is when you're looking down at the flag, start to focus on almost aiming, feel like you're aiming a little bit more left, or you're more mindful of the space to that left-hand side. And I promise you, those couple of tips there will help you open the hips more in the downswing position.